Hey everybody, Tamara Holloway here, Diamond Ambassador with Plexus, and I am just absolutely thrilled that you guys joined us tonight. I'm partnered with the infamous Debbie Darby, Emerald Ambassador, and Candace Water, who I just love and adore. I only know her through Plexus, and one of my favorite things about doing these calls is that we're sidelines, and we just put our heads together one day and we said, let's do something different. Let's bring the tippity top leaders in Plexus to our teams to share their wisdom and knowledge with us and their experience, hence the name Voice of Experience. So be on the lookout for these every single month live through Google Hangout with some of the top people in Plexus. So we're just thrilled you've joined us every single month. They have been amazing, and there's always been different takeaways. Tonight's no different, of course. We have Jill Renfro, who's one of the youngest diamonds in Plexus. She's 28 years old, and anyone that has seen Jill speak before knows that she is a spitfire. She is bold. She is passionate. She brings the truth. She does not sugarcoat anything. So I cannot wait for you guys to hear just a little bit more about her story and then hear just some of the wisdom she has. She shared with us a little bit about what she's going to speak on tonight, and you guys are in for a treat. So buckle up and get ready. All right, Jill, take it away.
Awesome. Okay, guys, I'm super pumped to be with y'all tonight. I always start with a disclaimer straight out. So if you are expecting somebody to come on here with some Kendra Scotts and their hair curled and looking like $1,000,000 at night, I'm not your girl. I am able to work this business with no bra on, no makeup on over here, with my hair a hot mess, and you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. So that's my teacher lingo right there. Just massive disclaimer. I know for a fact, I do know this, I've been told 900 times by 8-year-olds, because I was a 3rd grade reading and writing teacher, Ms. Renfro, you talk way too fast. I totally know that, so I can't even help it. I've tried to slow down 100 times, and it just doesn't happen. So if I'm speaking too fast for you, and you're trying to take notes, okay, I'm going to try my best to try to repeat some things, hit on some things, but I do like to gear to multiple learning styles of people. I know we've got note takers, we've got visual learners, we've got auditory, we've got kinesthetic. I'm going to try to gear to anybody and everybody that I can, because we are all here for the same reason, sister. We're ready to move. We're ready to groove. We're ready to grow, and we're ready to stop being stagnant in our life. Nobody, I don't think, wants to become stagnant. Stagnant water attracts flies, and that means you stink. So I don't think anybody wants to stink. We're looking to grow. We're looking to be a better us today than we were yesterday. And when we screw up today, we're looking to be a better us tomorrow than we were today. So there's some disclaimers right there. When I'm coming to you, I'm coming to you out of love. I'm not coming to you out of meanness. I'm probably going to say something that offends you tonight, and I hope I do. I hope I step on your toes so much that you want to go get a Hello Kitty Band-Aid and you want to put them on there, and that you are like, oh my God, did she really step on my toes? I do. Because you're not going to move. You're not going to do anything. You're not going to grow if everything is just a pat love situation. We got to get shaken from the core every now and then. We've got to be told the ugly things that we don't want to be told all the time. That's when somebody really loves you. When a friend tells you you got something stuck in your teeth, that's a good friend. I'm going to tell you you got something stuck in your teeth tonight. So I want you to listen up. I am 28 years old, just like Tamara was saying. I was a 3rd grade reading and writing teacher, very content being Miss Renfro. Very content, not happy. Content being Miss Renfro. I was perfectly A-okay, knowing that I was going to teach the kids for years to come and have their brothers and sisters and their cousins and this, and I was going to form my little hole in my 4 walls, and fluorescent lighting was going to be my moonlighting over there. I just knew that that was it. What else can you do? You go to school to be a teacher. I don't have any other qualifications. That's it. So my husband, it was in the oil field, and he traveled a lot. When I say a lot of you might be familiar with oil field people saying they're on 2 weeks, off 2 weeks, off 3 weeks. My husband didn't have that schedule. He was on when he was on, and he was off when he was off. And that might have been for 4 hours. It might have been for 4 days. It might have been for 4 months. We had no idea when the money was coming or when it was going to stop. So he missed so many things in our relationship. About a month after we got married, he was shipped off for about 6 months. I saw him about 4 to 5 times in those 6 months for very, very brief times for about 10 to 12 hours each. That became our norm. When that phone rang, he had to go. So I became pretty comfortable being married, party, single of one. And when you become comfortable being married, party, a single one, that means you need to do something about yourself, because your marriage really isn't being fruitful and multiplying, and you're really not grasping, and you really ain't living together. But I was very comfortable in that. So I had no idea that we even needed something else. Plexus was introduced to me very briefly. Somebody said, hey, I'm doing Plexus. You can get skinny. I said, sign me up. Took me about 7 seconds to click the join button. I don't care what's in what. I'm in it to win it. I'm ready to get healthy. I'm ready to lose weight. So that's how my Plexus journey began. I wasn't looking for it. It found me. Within about 4 days, I fell in love with the products. Y'all know from there, we all have the same type of story. You fall in love with the products. You're like, I'm in it to win it. How do I get these products even cheaper? Broke third grade teacher, and the oil field was doing this at the time. If you remember, at about 2014 at the end and 2015, it just went whoosh. Gas prices dropped. Everybody was so happy, and I'm over there going, no, 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 because that was the means of our income. So I had to get cheaper products. That was just as a no-brainer for us. It wasn't in our budget. Within my first month of Plexus, I made about $55 with my first paycheck, and that was enough to get my nails done, and it sold me right there, because you probably can see on the screen, I always have my nails done. If I don't have my nails done, y'all better contact somebody, because I'm unconscious, and you better get that nail tech over in that bed, and don't let me go without my nails done. Don't do it. That's awful. So that is that's my girl pretty. Everybody has a girl pretty fetish that they love. That's my girl pretty. I like to have my nails done. And when that was something that I was able to bring in a little extra income to allow myself to do that, I'm like, what else can I do? What if I really tried this business? So I did. Month 2, I really tried, and that $50-ish went up to $750. And my husband's redneck eyes were like, whoa, what are you doing? I don't know where you did this, but you need to keep going, right? Like, you're going to keep going, huh? I'm like, yeah. So fast forward, within 9 months of sharing Plexus, I matched my teacher's salary. And when you are 25 years old at the time, when I joined Plexus 3 years ago, and you're making it about $38,000 a year in the state of Texas as an elementary school teacher, and then you match that salary in 9 months that you went to school for 4.5 years, and you're in debt $45,000, that's pretty life-changing. I don't care who you are, how much you make. I don't care if you're a doctor and make 6 figures a year. To make that money is life-changing. And I just kept on trucking. My head down, blinders on, y'all. 16 months to Emerald, that's about 3.5 times my teacher's salary. 23 months to Sapphire, that's about 4.5 times my teacher's salary. And then it was right under 3 years, 2 years and 11.5-ish months was to Diamond, and that's about 9 times my teacher's salary of what I was making. And today I am 28 years old, no babies, just married to a redneck man, and he's probably going to come home any second, so the dog's going to bark crazy, and I just apologize for that. He's going to hear the garage go up, and you're just going to keep on keeping on, and we're going to ignore that dog, okay? So that is basically how I fell into Plexus. I wasn't looking for anything. I had no idea of what this could do for me. But it started with a small why, y'all, a small why. That why of getting my nails done. So I challenge you, first off, to think about your small why. Yours might be date night, might be babysitter money. It might be for you to go shopping, sister. It might be for you to get new tires on your truck, brother. I don't know what your little why is. Your little why is actually really big, because that is going to get you to point A to B to C to D, and it's going to trail you on, and it's going to evolve. The simple thing of me wanting to get my nails done quickly evolved to bringing my husband home from the oil field. That marriage I was talking to you about, where we were coming and going and really didn't know what was happening. When we bought the house that we live in today, we bought our house with 1 sink in the master bathroom. Most women would say, hell no, brother. That ain't happening. Nope, you're going to be over there. I'm going to be over here. He looked at me and said, are you sure you're okay with this house? And I said, yeah, you're never home. That's why we bought this house, because it didn't matter if there was 1 sink or 2 sinks. Today, I need 2 sinks. I'm over the beard hair. I'm over all the things, and we're ready to move. But that's a really good problem for us to have at this time, because my husband is home. At 27 years old, I made that decision to walk away from being a teacher. And I did that as a Sapphire ambassador. So for all of you people out there tonight, with that small y, and you're thinking, but I can't get to that big Y, Jill, because I work a full-time job. I'm going to tell you to hush. You've got an excuse just like everybody else does. In 3rd grade, I called it a booty boo. Sit down on your booty boo. So you've got a booty boo. We've all got a booty boo. That's called an excuse. You're just piling it up and piling it up and piling it up. You decide what you're going to do. I worked full-time teaching 3rd graders in a low income, 100% free and reduced lunch. That means all of my children had free and reduced lunch. I want you to think about those demographics of the children that I was teaching, the children that needed that type of help. I didn't have Mackenzies and Madisons with big old bows in their hairs and Olivia. I didn't have a homeroom mom. I had nobody come to Christmas parties. I didn't have one parent volunteer. I was their source in that school. So it wasn't just a normal, oh, she's 7 to 3 or she's this to that. Wasn't at all. Oh, there we go. I think we got it. Y'all hear that? Okay, something happened. I don't know. We had a little technical difficulty there. We're going to rock and roll and keep going. Move on, sister. So I taught children who needed me all day long. So when you've got that excuse of, Joe, I can't work my business in the nooks and crannies of my business day. I'm a banker. I'm counting cash all day long. What if I screw up? I'm a waitress. Good. Don't do that then, because I couldn't either. And that's where you've got to be the master planner, and you've got to front load in situations, sister, and you've got to really be structured in what you do. That's more reason for you to implement a power hour, for you to be strategic in your business. So I want to talk to you tonight about gearing to your networks. And I'm going to talk to you about my kind of people. And when I say my kind of people, I'm going to say people that relate to me. Anywhere in the bracket of 20 years old to 30 years old. You're my kind of people, okay? Because people think, too young, too broke. They're not, they haven't lived this life yet. No, I can't relate to them. I'm a mom of 7. Oh my gosh. And then how do I can't help her. Well, I'm a homeschooling mom. She doesn't even have kids. And so you remove yourself so far from a network of people who need these products and who need this opportunity. So I'm just going to give you a little snippet of what the average 20 to 30-year-old is. I know, because this is my jam. These are my folks, okay? Broke, college debt, starting a family, wedding debt, newly pregnant, maybe just bought their first home, already in debt before they've even started functioning. Their parents set them up with student loans before they even know that they could take out a loan. They're swallowing. I know that at that point in time. What 20 to 30-year-old do you know that walks out at that age and just is banking and could care less about what comes out of their bank account? No. Now I want you to think about their health of where they are. Guys, they function off margaritas, Little Debbie's, Velveeta, Pop-Tart, and Taco Tuesday. That's the way that it works out. Don't you think their guts are funky? Don't you think that they need to clean it out? Don't you think their microbiome's a little bit screwed up? Don't you think that it's time for them to poop? Because you know dang good and well processed foods have already screwed them up. So this network of people that you've removed yourself from because you're thinking, I can't relate to them. I don't know. How can you? They're always talking about money's the issue. And you're going, well, Jill, I try to talk to them. And they say, I can't. Money, 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 paycheck. I got to wait till my tax return, or, oh, next paycheck. I'm going to tell you guys, break it down for them. A 20-something-year-old brain, we can't process a total number. And like this, I'm serious. You just can't. We are the generation of social media, instant gratification, Burger King mentality. You want to go through the drive-thru and you want it quick and fast my way right now. We ain't ready to wait 20 minutes for a wait. Heck no. We're going to head on over where they can get it to me a lot faster. That is my generation. That's the people that I work with daily. Okay. So I want you to think about that. Break down the number. If you're coming and talking, maybe you're normally talking to mamas who are the budgeter of the family, and you're saying, okay, $133.95 is a welcome pack or this or that. When you say that to a 20-something-year-old brain who just got into life and is figuring out, whoa, they're scared. Break it down daily for them. What does that mean? What's the value of it? You say $3 and some change a day. Now you're talking, sister. We're on the same lingo. We can afford $3 a day. We got this. But you tell me by the 15th of the month or the end of the month, I'm going to have to purchase my products at $100. We're like, whoa, 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 whoa. I can't have another bill. So then we don't even open up our ears. We don't even open up our brain to the possibility of what this could do for our lives. Break it down for them and relate to them. Big, big, big time. As I was saying, we are the generation of social media, correct? AOL Instant Messenger. That's how I learned to type. Hello, AOL Instant Messenger with my screen name. It was like it was Honeybuns0317. I even remember what it was. That is how I learned to type. We know it scares the bejesus out of somebody in my age bracket to pick up the phone. It really does. Thankfully, I had a mama who said, no, ma'am, you pick up the phone, you call people on their birthday, you write a thank you card. That's what we do. That's a nice thing to do. But most of the time, that's not the case. We are the generation of social media. So utilize that for them. Guys, this is it. You can work this business through social media, posting in groups and commenting and building relationships and three-way chats and voice messaging. Those are things that this generation can completely do. Meet them where they are. So if you're working with a whole bunch of people and you're like, I just can't get these people on the phone. Well, they're probably not going to get on the phone. I bet they'll click on a play button and watch a video, because a lot of our generation was all about scrolling and watching a video at this time. So think about the network that you're having trouble to relating to. And if you can't relate to them, find somebody who can relate to them. And that's where the power of a three-way message comes in, sister. That is huge. You can't relate to that person who's a brand new mama because you've never been pregnant. I've never been pregnant. You know what I do? I put one of my friends in there who's had a baby, who is breastfeeding. I say, hey, sister, I'd love for you to get to know my friend so-and-so. She's had a plexus baby and she is thriving and she's loving it. I can't speak on that behalf. I have no idea. I'm not a CrossFitter. I don't CrossFit. It scares the bejesus out of me. But I have a friend who does CrossFit. And you know what? Excuse my language, I'm going to whore her out like crazy. I'm going to put her in a throwaway message about people who need to know and relate to CrossFitting. That works with her. The second I've got a man that wants to know about plexus, am I a man? No. My husband's a man. My father's a man. They both take plexus. You better believe daddy or hubby is about to be in a three-way message, or I'm about to have them in a scenario on speakerphone where then they can hear them, or I can send something audio of them. I have a video of my dad so I can send to men. So figure out what you need to do that's going to relate to different networks that you can't reach. Build that up. Don't use an excuse. Don't use an excuse. I'm too young to talk to her. I'm too old to reach out to them. I'm not that person. I'm not that demographic. I'm not that class. Nah, not at all. Do not compare yourself to somebody who, like I said, comes in with Kendra Scott and curls their hair, has a Louis Vuitton purse. And I'm not dissing down in that. I wear Kendra Scott. I curl my hair and I have a Louis Vuitton purse. But I've bought all of my Kendras and I've bought my own purses for myself. So don't look at somebody and think you don't fit into that class. You weren't raised that way. And say, you know what? Everybody needs this opportunity. Everybody needs these products. How can I relate to them? How can I gear to their needs? Because, honey, this ain't about you. This ain't about how uncomfortable you are, because you're going to be mighty uncomfortable in a lot of days in this situation. Who went to school to be a network marketer? I didn't. Did you? No. Who went to school to work a business on social media? I didn't. Did you? No. This is like kindergarten baby. When we said yes to plexus, we walked into kindergarten for the first time. We were learning a brand new language. We're learning how to write. We're learning how to read. We're learning how to talk. We're learning how to use our manners. We're learning how to use our resources. We're learning how to line up, go to events, do things by ourselves, and step out in a way and speak to the class. We're learning how to do those things. So do not beat yourself up and think, I can't be like her. I can't do that. I don't know that. She's been here longer. Yeah, she's maybe in third grade plexus land by now. She's been here a little bit longer. Don't beat yourself up because you're just now starting, or you're starting in an area where you feel you're not as knowledgeable. If you're not learning something new every single day, then you're not doing this right. Every single day, I've been here for over 3 years, I learned something new. Every single day. I learned how to modify something, how to make something better for myself, how to use a resource in a smarter way. I want to work smarter, not harder. So do not think and throw in that towel, honey, before you've even put elbow grease in there. Don't do that to yourself. This is not a quick fix business with product, is it? No. Hopefully by now you are not telling your people, yeah, girl, you'll lose 5 pounds this week. No, because we don't do that in plexus. So hopefully you're setting up your customers for success and ambassadors, right? Now take that brainwave, take that mindset, and I want you to think about that for you and your personal business. If you're preaching to people, this isn't a quick fix product, this isn't a quick fix product, girlfriend, you need 90 days. I'm going to tell you, this isn't a quick fix business either. You need time and consistency. So let's say today you start utilizing throw-in messages for your team. Honey, give it 90 days of every bone and effort and blood and sweat and your tears. Don't do it today and say, you tried it, Tamara. I tried it, Debbie. I tried it, Jill. I've done it. It didn't work. No, you didn't. 90 days of the effort. And I promise you, mark my words, at 90 days, if something doesn't change, stop doing it. Okay, it's not working, but I promise you it will. When you actually put those words that you're just blabbing around and actually walk the walk and not just talk the talk and do what you need to do. So I'm telling you, you've got to break it down for where you need to be. Break it down for you and yourself of where you need to be. Just like I talked to you about in the beginning, that little why, it's really not that little. Break down that why. Break it down with numbers, break it down with passion, break it down with people. When you start putting people in place, you'll move a little bit better when you're just thinking about numbers, okay? So for me, I didn't just think 500 points to Ruby. I didn't just think 1,500 points to Emerald. I thought people and what that was going to affect. Husband home from the oil field, me out of the classroom, where I could serve and put my hands deeper and bigger in other areas in my life, how I could help this person, how I could give more to the church, how I could help my mom, how I could do things for friends who need something. Don't just put it as a number. Put it as people. So whatever network you are targeting, okay, gear towards them. Dig in deep. Find a way to relate to them, because we always want to just stick to our little comfort zone. And we've got to learn to do the uncomfortable and be comfortable with the uncomfortable. That's probably the hardest thing we could ever do, is be comfortable with the uncomfortable. Guys, I don't care who you are. I don't care how bold you are. It's never comfortable just getting up and talking to people. It's never comfortable to just go talk to a random person. It's never comfortable to put yourself in a situation you're not very familiar with. But we've got to put ourselves in those situations and face those fears to make any bit of growth that we think we're going to happen. If not, you're going back to stagnant water. You're not fresh and flowing. You're not being a light. You're not attracting people. And that's what you're called to do. Because I know the book that I read tells me I'm called to be a light. And I'm called to attract people. And that's any area of your life. That's not just spiritual. That's not just at church on Sundays and Wednesdays. That is every single day that we're supposed to do. And you know that plexus is an avenue and a transportation vehicle for you to reach mighty networks in your life. Guys, this is so much more, if you haven't realized, than a pink drink. It's so much more than a rank. It's so much more than a team. You've got people's lives with you. You've got people's hopes and dreams. You've got connections you're supposed to meet. You're supposed to be, by divine appointment, in the right place at the right time for the right reason to connect to that person. You're the link in the chain for somebody, honey. Did you know that? Be the link in the chain. Don't just credit somebody. Let me get some water real quick. Hold on. Thank you. Okay, so how are you being relatable to these networks of people? Because here you are, somebody out there today. If you're watching it live, you're watching it recorded. I already know what you're doing. I'm going to tell you stop. You've put me on a pedestal right here, and you're like, oh my God, 28, Diamond. She's doing this, and she makes this much money, and she drives this car. Stop. Stop, stop, stop. No pedestal. Average people doing extraordinary things. We're just regular old people, but what it takes to do these amazing things that you've put on this pedestal, which you should not do, it's called work. And this is the easiest way that I could ever put this. Get off of your butt, and work. Stop sitting there and thinking Ed McMahon is going to knock on your door with a check and say, you're the winner, because it's not going to happen. You've got to put your efforts. You've got to put your why. You've got to put your reasons. You've got to put your fear, and you've got to put your excuses all to work. And that takes a lot from you. That takes power. That takes momentum. That takes faith. That takes facing those fears on a daily basis and getting busy. So to relate to people, this is my best advice. Be you. Don't be me. Don't talk like Emily Roberts. Don't talk like Tamara Holloway. Don't talk like Timmy Yancey. Don't talk like Celeste Wynn. Be you. That's who you're supposed to be. You have a network of people who like you. You have so many amazing qualities, but you're just not tapping into it because you're too busy worried about her qualities that you don't have. This isn't an episode of The Bachelor. We're not all living somebody else's life. Live your life. You're not out to get the final rose at the end of this. You're in it to win it. And there's roses along every single corner and every single day that you're going to gather, and all these nuggets that you're going to have when you just strive to be the best dang you that you can possibly be. And it's hard because you wake up in the morning and you say, I'm too fat, I'm too ugly, I'm too skinny, I'm too quiet, I'm too loud, I'm too much, my marriage sucks, we're in debt, my kid is flipping Chucky. You are talking about all the things that are awful in your life. Stop talking about the awful and start talking about the good, because your tongue is powerful. And it speaks life or it speaks death. And you get to decide what you want to speak in your life. So if you wake up in the morning and you talk about how many stretch marks you have and how jelly roll you look and how nobody wants to join your plexus team, you're exactly right. You're going to stay stretch marked, you're going to stay jelly rolled, and nobody wants to join your team. But if you wake up in the morning and say, thank you, Jesus, for them stretch marks. I birthed 7 babies, and Lord, help me, Jesus, you chose me to be their mother. Thank you, Jesus, for the jelly rolls, because they're becoming one less and one less and one less with these amazing products. Thank you, Jesus, that you're going to line somebody up in my life today for me to bless and be the link in the chain for these products and this opportunity. Start speaking life, and I promise you, from your mouth to his ears is going to make a connection. But you've got to say it. You've got to preach it. You've got to believe it. You've got to feel it. Honey, you need to be marching around your house and your friends and your life and your family, claiming those things that you want. I am a Ruby ambassador in the name of Jesus. Woo, it feels good to have this Lexus. When you get in your Honda Hoopty and it's barely working, you sit there and you say, this Lexus is beautiful. And you imagine what that Lexus is going to be like in your driveway. So when you're watching all the jewels go to Hawaii in just a matter of a week, and you're thinking, why not me? Why not me? I'm Senior Ruby. I'm Ruby. Why not me? You say, oh, man, I can't wait to join them next year. I'm doing this. And you take pictures off of so-and-so's Facebook, and you make it a collage for you, and you claim it every day, and you say, that's where my toes will be next year. That's exactly where my butt's going to be in the sand. I'm ordering that exact drink with that umbrella in it, and I'm going to sit by that girl, and I'm going to ask her the questions I've been dying to talk to her about. I'm going to make people know who I am. You know what, dang it? I am going to be somebody, and I'm going to be there. You decide with your tongue the power of life or death. That's what it comes down to do. Get off of your butt, get off of your booty boo, and decide to do something. There's only one person holding you back, and that's you. And there's only one person that's going to make this business go, and that is you. Do not sit there and hope that by tonight your dream rock star is going to contact you. Honey, she ain't. You got to contact her. You get off of your butt and you say, girl, I have been thinking about you. You are heavy on my heart, and I have something amazing I want to share with you. Don't wait for anybody to come to you. You have the products and the opportunity that every Tom, Dick, and Harry and their dog's puppy owner needs. So stop being camo when you're supposed to be neon. Live the neon life, because it's a lot better being hot pink and lime green than it ever is being camo and blending in with all your surroundings and not getting noticed. Stand apart. So what's going to make you stand apart from every other company out there right now? Every other health thing, every other fad, every other diet, every other workout program, and every other Plexus ambassador. What's going to make them want to go with you? And that goes back to you being relatable and you being the best you need and strive to be. So what makes you, your momming, be so good as a mom? You're like, well, Jill, my kid puked today and I slipped in pee, so really not so much. Honey, thrive with it. Moms think that stuff's hilarious. I think that stuff's hilarious when y'all that's posted on Facebook of y'all wouldn't believe the day I had today. This right here. This is called vomit. Yeah. That is relatable to people. If that's what makes you be a mama, you are giving hope to sister girls like me that I can do this one day. It's okay to walk around with poop on your shirt, and you're doing amazing things. So here you go. I don't know if you follow me on Facebook or not. I make a lot of posts every now and then about my husband. He's redneck. He's like Boomhauer. Poor thing, he can't figure out that cups go in the sink and that shoes line up and that you need to. He came home. He said, I'm working on it. I hear him in the background. He can't figure out that screws and nuts and bolts and Sharpies and pencils don't stay in your pockets before they go in the hamper in the washing machine. He can't figure that out. But I'm posting that out about them. letting women know I've got a normal man. He screws up quite often, and boy, does he drive me insane. I'm letting people know that it's okay to have a marriage where things aren't all perfect and pretty. Now, am I putting our airing our dirty laundry out there and letting everybody know what's going on? No, but I'm letting them know that I'm relatable by coming on and doing a live or doing a picture with your hair looking like this and this big old zip forming right here. Yeah, this is called time of the month. This is called Hurricane Harvey, and this is called filming your diamond dock in the same week that a hurricane hits your state. Yeah, my face broke out. That happens. Don't put a filter on it. Let people know that you're a normal person and get on the live. That is okay. Stop striving to be exactly who you're not and strive to be you. What makes you stand apart? What makes you special? And if you can't come up with one thing that makes you special, that's my challenge for you tonight. Sit down with a notebook, and I want you to write down 10 things that make you unique, make you you, and make you important. Because if nobody's told you, honey, you are wonderfully made, and you have the same power that lives in you, okay, as Jesus Christ. I don't know if you've been told that or not, but go pick up the book, and you have that power within you. You can do anything that you put your mind to, but you got to get your butt up and you got to work before anything will ever happen. So if you didn't get nothing tonight from this call, that's your own dang fault, honey. So hopefully you got something, but if not, you just got to sit here and stare at this girl ramble and yell at you.
Oh, Jill, that was awesome. That was awesome. Thank you so much. It's what everybody thinks. It's what everybody wants to be said. You said it in your own way, and you were so you. And we are so glad that you were with us. And I mean, it's just there's so many things that are quotables in that call that are just like, I'm gonna be quoting that call a long time. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really, really appreciate it. Sometimes we just need to be shaken up, and I'm glad you stepped on our toes, because that's what makes people move. So
I was honored. Thank y'all.
All right. Well, thank y'all for joining us. We will be back again next month, and we're so glad you joined us, and y'all have a good evening. Thanks for listening.